Let's bring in Mike Jackson, founder of 2050 Marketing. And Mike, we certainly have heard from a lot of companies, a lot of CEOs throughout this week. They all mean well. They say some very inspiring things. But at the same time, you say some of them are not getting it right. Why not?
Yeah, it's just very important that these companies care more about the communities and the employees, customers, equally as they do profits. Some of them in the past have put a lot more emphasis on their bottom line. And I think this should represent a huge opportunity for these companies, specifically those located in the major metropolitan areas, to get closer emotionally with their communities.
You had mentioned the focus on the bottom line. I mean, isn't that the job? And I'm sure I'm going to get pushback on Twitter for this and from people who are watching this. But isn't that the job of the CEO? Yes, I agree completely that a CEO in a company should care about the communities they are in. They should care about their employees. They should make sure that they are breaking down barriers and making sure that their workforce is representative of the communities they serve and operate in. At the same time, the job of the company is to do right by shareholders.
No, you're exactly right, Melissa, but hopefully 2020 has taught us the importance of being engaged with our community. So you go from the COVID-19 situation to the George Scott murder. People are out of work, as you guys were just talking about in the previous sector. I don't believe that these solutions reside with government and or the local leaders. We've got some very, very bright minds out there. I think Steve Ballmer said it best. Some of the white leaders, especially CEOs and really bright and very talented people, they need to embrace these communities and get more emotionally involved. I mean, I love seeing Jack Dorsey at Twitter giving $3 million to Colin Kaepernick's organization, but I would have loved to heard Jack say that he was going to join Colin's board, he's going to give Colin some guidance. He's obviously a very bright, very dynamic, very innovative leader, and we need those types of people in partnership with the people in the community that are trying to make change.
Hey, Mike, you mentioned that 2020, it seemed to be an inflection point in some ways, the way that business leaders are thinking about their responsibility. Mel just brought up that their fiduciary responsibilities to their shareholders, but they also have lots of other stakeholders, right? Their customers, their employees, that sort of thing. And you just mentioned Jack Dorsey. There's a lot in Silicon Valley. I think Mark Benioff from Salesforce, Stuart Butterfield from Slack, they are using their social channels to really make their feelings, their personal feelings known. And I think that in those three examples, a lot of those stakeholders should feel really good about that. They're making donations, they're being active on their social channels. And I think the private sector has really led on a lot of social issues this year. Do you think that there needs to be more of a private and public sector kind of attitude towards fixing these problems, or is that just not necessary, or is not possible in this environment right now?
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think we've got some really, really good stuff going on in pockets around the country, specifically a lot of the innovators in Silicon Valley. I live here in Los Angeles. We've got people like Steve Ballmer as part of our community. I just think it needs to be embraced a lot deeper in the organizations. One of the concepts that I've been toying around for about 10 years is the whole notion that if these large organizations, whether it be public or private, whether it be a traditional legacy-based organization or a Silicon Valley innovator, I would like to see these corporations add to the performance accountabilities for their top leaders, that they reach out in their community and personally get involved with nonprofits, with their local mayors. There are a lot of really good young mayors out there trying to do things. I think these folks can assume leadership roles. They obviously bring a lot of talent. So that's the thing that I think is really the missing piece is, in addition to the money, in addition to the support, in addition to the leadership at the top, get deeper into these organization ranks and have these individuals embrace these communities and bring the sheer innovation and intelligence that they bring to their jobs every day to solve these problems within our communities.